The new Star Wars series Ahsoka recently had its premiere, and boy, did it leave fans with a ton of questions. Of course, we got to see our beloved Star Wars Rebels crew back in action, and this time in real-life action, not just animations. And guess what? They even picked up right from where the animated series ended. But in the midst of all that excitement, there's this one character that really caught our attention. You know who we're talking about, right? Marrok the Inquisitor. It's like they're keeping us in the dark about this guy on purpose. Is he the last one standing after the Empire went down? Well, in this video, we dive deeper into the different theories about who the character might be. Welcome to Star Wars Deconstructed, students of the Force and acolytes of the galaxy. Whether you're Jedi, Sith, or somewhere in between, join us today as we explore theories about who Marrok really is. Who is Marrok? So if you caught the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka, you're definitely in on the buzz about this new Inquisitor named Marrok. Alright, quick recap. Inquisitors were like the A-list Jedi hunters working for Darth Vader. The popular story was that these Inquisitors bit the dust shortly before the first Star Wars film kicked off. But guess what? There seems to be a lone survivor, and that's Marrok. Now here's the kicker. Marrok seems to have made it through the post-Empire era by going all mercenary. Smart move, right? He's got some serious skills and power under his belt, even gave Ahsoka Tano a run for her money in a heated duel. And let's remember, she's wiped the floor with other Inquisitors before. But here's where it gets intriguing. Marrok did not utter a single word in episodes 1 and 2 of Ahsoka, and that's fueling the fire of speculation about who they really are. So, here are 5 juicy theories floating around about Marrok's true identity. The credit leak. Before touching on these theories, we should mention that many people believe that a credit leak at the end of the Ahsoka premiere shows who Marrok is. The name Sam Witwer showed up in the credits, and some fans believe that he was the one playing Marrok. This theory is based on the fact that Sam voiced Galen Malak in The Force Unleashed and Darth Maul in Rebels. And the idea is that he plays Marrok because Malak and Marrok sound alike. We doubt this though, but let's wait and see. Now let's see about those theories. Could be Barriss Offee. Some folks are spinning a wild idea that Marrok is actually none other than Barriss Offee. Yep, the same Barriss Offee from the good old days of Star Wars. Check it out. Marrok's played by Paul Diddy Darnell, a real Star Wars stuntman pro. While Darnell's a guy, there's a sneaky theory floating around that Marrok's true identity might be female, Barriss Offee specifically. Remember her? She and Ahsoka were tight, like real close buds. But then, things went south during the Clone Wars when Barriss started questioning the Jedi Council. Long story short, she dabbled in the dark side, staged a terrorist gig at the Jedi Temple, and let Ahsoka take the fall for it. Eventually, Barriss got busted, but Ahsoka was so fed up with the Jedi drama that she split from the Order. But the biggest question mark that's got us all wondering, what happened to Barriss Offee? Dave Filoni, the mastermind behind Ahsoka, spilled the beans that he didn't off Barriss as a traitor to the Republic because he had big plans for her down the line. Plot twist, right? Picture this. What if Barriss got roped into the Inquisitors gang? Makes sense, doesn't it? There are whispers that the Sith might have led her to the dark side on purpose. If this theory pans out, we're looking at a showdown for the ages, Ahsoka versus Barriss. Could be Petro. This theory takes us way back to the Clone Wars days. What if Marrok is none other than Petro, a character you might remember from the Gathering episode of the Clone Wars? So let's jog your memory. Petro was in charge, kind of a leader, when a bunch of younglings embarked on their journey to Ilum to create their first lightsabers. Now if Petro managed to survive the chaos of Order 66, he'd just be the right age to step into the Inquisitor role. And here's where it gets spicy. He'd be facing off against the Jedi who once guided him through that all-important lightsaber rite. It's like a full-circle moment when the student becomes enemy of the master. That kind of emotional tug-of-war could be the perfect ingredient for a thrilling storyline. And the best part? This theory doesn't just rely on lore or background. It's all about the character connections, which is what Star Wars fans live for. So while we're all speculating, Petro sliding into the Marrok role could be the kind of reveal that hits us right in the Star Wars feels. Get ready for a nostalgia-packed showdown if this theory pans out. Could be Ezra Bridger. There's a wild notion out there that Marrok might just be Ezra Bridger. Yeah, you heard me right, Ezra, the star of Star Wars Rebels, that Jedi Padawan with a knack for brushing up against the dark side. So quick flashback. Ezra was like the poster child for Rebels, a young Jedi in training who couldn't resist the pull of the Force's shadowy side. In the grand finale, he went all out, sacrificing himself. But here's the kicker. This theory suggests that Thrawn and Ezra didn't part ways for good in some random space region. Nope, they supposedly ended up in the galaxy's unknown regions where Thrawn gave Ezra a masterclass in embracing a totally different philosophy, one that's probably not covered in any Jedi training manual. Now here's where the mystery thickens. Remember Ahsoka's first 2 episodes? They were sprinkled with mentions of Thrawn's banishment, or exile, from the regular Star Wars scene. It's like Palpatine himself gave the thumbs up to this banishment, not some random galactic hiccup. It is possible that Thrawn might have been banished to a place called Peridia, which, by the way, could be part of his whole quest to figure out the dark side of the Force. So if this wild theory holds water, it's possible Thrawn skipped town, leaving a fallen Ezra Bridger in his wake. Mind blown. Could be Starkiller. You won't believe the curveball this theory throws at us. Get this, Marrok could be none other than Starkiller, Darth Vader's super secret apprentice. So let's rewind a bit. In the Star Wars game The Force Unleashed, there's this character named Galen Marrok, aka Starkiller. This guy's got a heck of a backstory. He's the offspring of a Jedi who survived the whole Order 66 mess. But here's where it gets interesting. Darth Vader snags him up and grooms him to be his secret apprentice. Starkiller was very strong in the Force. Seriously, he's like a Force prodigy. As the game progresses, he finds out he's nothing more than a pawn in Darth Vader and the Emperor's grand scheme. Dave Filoni, the mastermind behind Ahsoka, has been itching to bring Starkiller back into the canon. He's eyeing the guy for a fresh spin as one of the Inquisitors. Cool, right? But here's the catch. While this twist would send longtime fans of the old Star Wars expanded universe, now known as Legends, into hyperspace joy, it might fall a bit flat for the broader audience. You see, Starkiller doesn't have any heartstrings tied to Ahsoka or any other Ahsoka characters. So yeah, lore-wise, it's a slam dunk. But in terms of feels and character connections, it might fizzle. And nobody wants a reveal that's all background and no soul. Could be Knights of Ren. This last theory, it's like connecting the dots between different corners of the Star Wars universe. Marrok could totally be linked to the Knights of Ren, those dark side devotees we met in the sequel trilogy. You remember the Knights of Ren, right? They're this cult-like group all into the dark side, which they call the Shadow. They're not your run-of-the-mill bad guys. They've got this whole mystical vibe going on. And here's the deal. They were in cahoots with Palpatine. Yep, the big guy himself. They had this thing for the Empire which they hopped on the bandwagon of just before Return of the Jedi went down. Now picture this. What if one of these Knights of Ren decided to switch things up and join the Inquisitors? It's like a crossover event in the Star Wars universe. And here's the clever bit. This could be a bridge between what's happening in the Mandalorian era and the whole sequel trilogy business. Lucasfilm's already dropping breadcrumbs about how the Imperial Shadow Council is going to morph into the First Order. This would be another major puzzle piece in that grand plan. But, yeah, there's a but. Here's the problem. This theory, while it's super neat for the overall Star Wars timeline, could end up feeling a bit hollow in terms of the story. Sure, it's canon material, but it might lack that emotional punch we're all craving. A reveal that's more about the bigger picture and less about tugging at our heartstrings might not be the epic reveal we're hoping for. So while it's a thought, it might not be the most likely one to pan out. And there you have it, 5 theories on who Marrok might be and how these theories fit into the Star Wars story. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel and watch the next one.